Let's begin the webinar now. So, a very good morning to all our attendees and our speakers, and welcome to today's webinar on digital thread for engineering changes. I'm excited to walk you through how modern PLM systems, especially those like Aras, are helping the manufacturers streamline and manage the change more intelligently. Over the next few minutes, we will look at the business impact of unmanaged changes, the value of formal change management, and how the digital thread helps connect teams, data, and decisions. Now, let's talk about the speakers in this slide. So, we are joined by a highly experienced team, Mr. Deepak Biswas, who is our PLM director, and he is also leading a ScaleB team here at SteepGraphs. He also brings decades of experience delivering scalable PLM solutions across various industries. We also have Mr. Satyajit Kale, who is a business analyst with a deep expertise in quality systems and standards like ISO and IATF. Now, let me go through a quick overview of the today's session. We will begin with who we are, that is SteepGraph, and the motivation behind our platform, that is ScaleB. Then we will also dive into why change management is very much crucial, especially in today's fast-paced product cycles. We will explore the traditional changes and finally how ScaleB and the digital thread approach helps to solve this problem, ending with the live demonstrations and at the last answering your questions with a Q&A session. Talking about the SteepGraph at a glance. So SteepGraph has been a trusted PLM partner since 2009 with over 250 plus successful projects and 200 plus consultants here at SteepGraph. We serve around 120 plus global customers across more than 15 plus countries. Our expertise spans industries like the aerospace, the defense, the industrial equipment, and more. We partner with the leading PLM software companies like Aras and Dassault Systems and bring over 15 plus years of cross-platform experience on the table. Going towards the next slide, that is SteepGraph's global footprint. So we are headquartered in Pune's Hinjewadi IT Hub, but our work extends globally. Our team supports the organization in transportation, aerospace, high-tech life sciences, renewables, and EPC industries. Whether it's streamlining manufacturing or supporting the compliance, our solutions are built with a deep industry knowledge, like the transportation, aerospace, just as I spoke before. Talking about this slide, the next slide, that is ScaleB. So this slide reflects the strength of our OEM partnership. So this partnership powers ScaleB that is built on Aras Innovator. On the left, we have Aras, a leading USA-based PLM platform known for being very much powerful and flexible. Aras is trusted by global giants like Honda, Toyota, Airbus, etc. On the right-hand side, we have SteepGraph, who is leading the PLM industry experts with more than 25 plus years of multi-PLM expertise. We also have customers like Ericsson, Bose, Geo, BMW, etc. So our mission is very much simple, but it's very powerful. That is PLM for small and medium businesses in India. So we believe that a small and medium businesses should have the access to the same digital tools that global giants use. So with the platforms like ScaleB, we make it very much affordable, scalable, and practical, empowering businesses to compete on the global stage. Okay, so let's talk about the vision. Our vision is very much simple as our mission. So every assembly should be able to scale and compete with global giants using the power of technology. That is our product, that is ScaleB. Let's move on to the next slide here. The slide shows how a project management system helps with working tools or helpful tools like the CRM, the RFQ part bomb management for organizing the product parts, the variant management, quality management, etc. The system follows 4 steps as you can see on the screen, that is planning, developing, building, and operating products. Change management is shown as a circular process in the middle that connects all these tools that allows teams to handle and update modifications throughout the product lifecycle. The whole system helps suppliers, customers, and businesses teams to work very much efficiently and grow as the company expands. Now, to take you deeper into how this translates into a real world implementation, I will hand over to our speakers for more practical aspects.
Thank you, Shreyas. Hello, this is Divya here. So, in order to understand what is change management, which comprises almost all your business operations in your organization, we will begin with a small story or a use case to explain why change is important, which is already known to you. You may have a change in design, processes, manufacturing, or in the form management stuff. So let's understand that how this change is important to your organization, and if it is not followed with proper processes or a proper PLM system, then what problems or challenges you may face. Let's understand why change management with a small story. So here you see that we'll speak about a problem of rust in one of the parts of your bomb. Now, we want to emphasize on the fact that if you have change management without a process, proper system, then things can go haywire. Let's understand. Here you can see that Mr. Sharma and Mr. Rohan, they are designing a 3D printer and with aggressive cost targets. So they create the bomb, they process the system, and they do all the documentations, but they don't have a proper system to manage all of these. Now, what happens as a matter of fact that down the line, because of these aggressive cost targets, they might have made a bad choice in one of the parts, say, for example, a nut in the 3D printer. So 6 months after the launch of the product, they get complaints from their customers that the nut is rusting, and so the overall product has problems now. It does not function. Now, as soon as they receive the complaint, maybe it's a verbal or an email communication from different customers, what happens is one of the engineers, they process the complaint and they take verbal notations and they just say, okay, we will fix it. So that is what happens as you see that an informal fix is made through informal communications, and they do not record this change in the system. They just want to fix the problem as soon as possible. So this is what happens. Now let's move on and see what happens next. Now, because the failed fix was made, what happened is now over the period of time, you see that there are rising costs. Now, why did this happen is because of this informal communication and the urgency to fix the problem, the engineer didn't take into considerations all the facts, and instead of fixing the problem in an optimized way, he decided to use premium bolts, and they use the premium bolts in the entire product, even in places where it was not needed, and that ultimately rose the cost of the product, and that was a big finance problem for the overall organization, because over the period of time, those premium boards have a higher material cost, and which impacts the overall cost of the product and the profit margin. So here, because the impact analysis was not made, and even if the impact analysis is made, it's not formally registered in the system, people tend to lose that information, and that causes some of these problems. So this is what happens when changes or the whatever change requests you get, these are not managed properly. Let's see what happens next. So now, after say 2 years down the line, after the field fix was made in a printer, the organization received a big order, and a big order, a big consignment was to be exported. So Mr. Ajay, who is one of the engineers, he is now assigned with this big consignment. He will manufacture them. And since he lost the track of what was changed last time, he is into a chaotic mess. He looks into all his shared folders, shared locations, but he couldn't get the latest design or whatever changes were made. He just lost track of it, and as a result, he created or manufactured the products using the older design with the same old problem of the um, lower quality nuts. And as a result, even after the product was manufactured and successfully exported, at the time of receiving this product by the actual customers, they rejected it. And this not only created a huge loss, but it also damaged the reputation of the brand. So again, you do not manage your changes in proper system. You manage it in your shared drives. You manage it through informal communications, emails, and this knowledge uh, tends to get lost. So this becomes a bigger problem. So now this is one of the stories, you might quite relate to this. Uh, Similar problems arise in most of your organizations. Now, I have Mr. Satyajit Kale with me. So I would like to understand from him. He comes from industry with more than 20 plus of experience in the manufacturing industry, and we are happy to have him in our panel today. Let's understand from him, Mr. Satyajit, that what are the challenges in this informal way of managing changes? Please share your thoughts.
Thank you, DB, for giving me the chance. While working in a manufacturing industry, I have also faced similar issues. If changes are not properly documented and history is maintained, then we get repeated failures. So let's see the challenges in traditional change management process. Poor cross-departmental communication is the major issue because this change management involves multiple departments. It involves production, quality, engineering, then purchase. So communication is very important in between the department. And in traditional change management process, the communication is done through emails or shared files, or it may be paper-based. So over a period of time, it is very difficult to track the changes and communication. If the communication is not complete, you will not get consistent result. You may get errors in implementing the changes or the process gets delayed. Then second major issue is lack of impact analysis. Many times changes are done without impact analysis of related parts, means what is impact going to happen on other parts where it is used. So that is the major concern, and it leads to surprise issues from production department or aftermarket analysis. So it leads to major customer complaints. Sometimes line stoppages may happen because while implementing the change, the impact analysis was not done. That this part was previously used, and suddenly some spare part consignment we received, order received, and we use current parts. So that was the not needed. They required old parts. So this impact analysis is very important. Then knowledge loss and inconsistent revision control. So it is very difficult to track the revision control and change history in traditional change management. Changes, if the changes are not documented properly, because most of the changes are done through emails and paper based. Over a period of time, we lost all the knowledge, and it leads to repeated customer complaint. Then lack of process standardization. Many organizations don't have change management process. They do it in their own way. So the information is stored in different pockets because they don't have standardized process. So it leads to major customer complaints and rejections and ultimately rework. So standardization is very important. Then lack of change traceability. If change traceability is not maintained, it is very difficult to do the root cause analysis because every change brings defect if the changes are not managed properly. So while doing root cause analysis, if traceability is not available, you cannot find easily the root cause, and the rejection goes on, goes on. If it is a traceable, properly documented, then you can avoid this. So let's see how the change management is handled in Aras. So as I told you that every change creates defect if the changes are not managed effectively. So this slide tells how the change is managed in Aras and what is the value provided by Aras. So to capture the change, Aras provides formal change request with structured data instead of verbal instructions. For approval process, Aras provides automated workflow and clear approval path instead of manual follow. Then full traceability is maintained in Aras with complete history records, with reason and decision, who has taken this decision, when it was done. So everything is traceable here. Then data integration is maintained through connected digital thread linking to all related items. Then impact items are shown automatically in Aras through where used analysis. So this is the automation in Aras. This is, I think, this is the major advantage of Aras, where through where used analysis we can do the impact analysis. So the digital thread in Aras, you can see over here, right from designing to manufacturing, every process is connected through digital thread and team is collaborating. So we can maintain the traceability at any point of time, right from design to manufacturing, aftermarket also. So hope you have understand the digital thread in Aras, how it is maintained. I request Deepak Viswas to explain the application of change management in Aras.
Thank you, Mr. Satyajit. That was a very informative session with you to understand what are the impact of changes in most of the manufacturing companies or even in the assembly industries. So, dear audience, as you have already understood, that change is a very, very important aspect in manufacturing organizations, and it has to be managed properly through proper systems, through proper processes, which includes proper approvals from different stakeholders at different time. And with this process and standard way, a change can be effectively managed. And as Mr. Satyajit already emphasized, that traceability of a change is very important. How does a change lead to revision of the designs? Does it at all need the revision? Is a revision of the part at all needed for a change? A change can be rejected. Some changes may only make smaller changes. Some major changes can lead to the revision of the entire assembly, including the designs. And designs may need, even a different channel of approvals as well. So we'll understand all of these through the Aras PLM platform. Some of the applications of change management built into the Aras platform, the platform are as follows. You have something called product change. How do you manage the change in the product in a BOM structure? You might want to change the different aspects or properties of the components of an assembly. You may want to change the quantity of a component in an assembly. Similarly, a change in the production department might lead to a design change. So that design change would entail into a change in one of the CAD drawings, and that CAD drawings may impact again the BOM structure and vice versa. Such kind of changes can lead to major version change. Similarly, you might want to change the suppliers of some of the components of your assembly. Some components may not be available, or some components, as we discussed in the story that we explained initially, requires a change in the material of the component. For example, that nut which rusted in the printer. Now you might want to change the supplier because your previous supplier provided a faulty product or faulty nuts to you. So how do you change the supplier? How do you validate that the suppliers are good and qualified and approved by your system? So that is a supplier change application available in Aras. Similarly, you have system change. You might have changes in the processes to actually manufacture your products, or other different system specification documents related to your entire assembly that might need a change. Every change needs an approval. It must go through an approval process, and we'll see that applications available within the Aras platform allows you to manage those approvals by different stakeholders, by a change coordinator, by change control board, etc. So these are some of the some but not exhaustive. There are many more other functionalities available in Aras, but we'll focus on these things. And now we'll quickly jump onto the demonstration of these applications in Aras platform. And so I'll hand it over to our very able technical architect, senior technical architect, Mr. Sundar Manikam, and he will take you through the entire demonstration. So while he is demonstrating the solution, just try to recollect what we initially described, that Rust problem, and that will help you to correlate the solutions that he's demonstrating in a very proper way. Over to you, Sudhir. Thank you.
Thank you, DB and Satyajit. That was a very beautiful explanation. So you laid almost the groundwork. So it will be easy for me to explain, and hopefully the audience can relate pretty much good with the demo and whatever we have explained so far. One more thing before jumping into the demo, if you have any questions at any point of the demo, feel free to put your questions on the chat. We have a technical expert, Ghanshyam, who can answer your questions while going through the demo. Yes. So I'll give you a quick overview of what is going to happen in the demo for 2 minutes. So the first part of demo would be, we'll be initially releasing the MakerBot assembly. So as DB mentioned, you have to go through a formal approval process even when it is an initial release. So you can deflect the problems coming during the development phase only. So the next part of the demo would be, we already discussed about a rusting issue in a bolt. So how we are going to use this change management in Aras to revise the rust to solve the problems, and how this revision is tracked in the PLM. And the third demo would be how we are going to change the suppliers. We can't replace a rust in a bolt. So how we are going to change the manufacturer, in this case, an approved manufacturer. Yeah. And the fourth demo would be how we can do the impact analysis, how Aras is able to do the value scenarios. If a particular sub-assembly is related to multiple products, how it beautifully does the impact analysis. Yes. Let me share my screen. Yes. So I hope everyone can see the screen. Yeah. So this is the basic login screen of Aras. If someone has not had a quick overview of Aras, so this is how the login screen works. This is very much customizable as well. So for the demo purposes, I am logging using Terry Adams. Yes, as soon as I log into Terry Adams, you can see a quick overview of all the change management items available in Aras. You can see how many ECOs are pending with a change coordinator, the ECO by status. I'll not go detail into this. I'll start with change management. So how do you initially release a part here in Aras? So first, let's go to the part. So our part will be MakerBot assembly. So I am going to the part and I can see the part, I can see its BOM. So how do I get formal approval from all the stakeholders? In this case, I have to initiate a change. So I'm going to here and then clicking on add items to change. So the Aras asks me what kind of change you want to provide. So Aras has different capabilities. Right now we'll go through express change, but Aras also has the capability of doing a simple change. It can do SEM2 process as well. So right now I'll go with an express change and I'm comfortable with creating a new change. So I'm clicking on OK. So Aras is opening an express change order. So here you can see the impact matrix has intelligently brought up all the child components of the item as well. We are thinking of releasing the MakerBot replicator assembly, but we can see all its child component as well here. And there are various item actions. In this part of the demo, I'll be releasing the initial assembly. So I'll set the item action to release. So I have to release all the child as well, because obviously when you're releasing an assembly, its child components also should be released. This is very customizable, but right now I'm releasing it, setting the action to release. And there are multiple options as well. Aras is not only capable of releasing and revising, you can renumber a part. If you want to supersede a part, I'm no more using the part. So what should I do? I'll supersede a part. I can even absolute a part. Even while superseding a part, Aras beautifully replaces the part in its all parent assemblies. You can replace a superseded part with another part. Yes, so right now I'll be setting the item action to release. So to go through a quick demo, I have already added all the items to the release. I'll quickly open that ECO instead of troubling you with the manual changes. So my ECO is put under change management category. This is already an ECO I have created and added all the child parts of the MakerBot assembly to the impact matrix. So what is an impact matrix here? So we already discussed many things. How do I track the change? What are the affected items? So in this case, after 2-3 years, I want to see like what did we release actually. So in this case, I can go quickly to the ECO and check what items I did initial release. So you can have a question like, how do I find the ECO? From where did I release the part? So in that case, you can go to the part. There is a changes tab here. So if I go here, it is represented here. So this part was a part of this ECO 1020. So this is how a digital thread allows you to track what is happening with an item in Aras. This is not only with part. You can do this with document. You can do this with CAD document. Let's say you have a customized item as well. No problem. We can create a change for that custom item type as well. You have your custom process. Change management can be integrated with any industrial process in your system. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So now we also said you like how formal approval works in Aras. In traditional approach, you go to the person, maybe face to face, you send an email, nothing is required here. Everything is digitalized. You just need to do your part. So as a Terry Adam, I am the change. I have added Terry Adams as a change coordinator. In this case, he's also a creator of the part. So for demo purposes, for quick demo, I have added Terry Adams as a change coordinator, and I also have a product team. So in that product team, Terry Adams is also a manager, and Mike Miller and Diane Prescott are team members. And you'll get to know why these team members are involved here. I'll go to sign off tab. As a creator, now I have to submit the ECO to my manager that I have created all the metadata. I have put all the information here. I did an initial release. I put all the information. Now please approve this. So I give submit to planning. So even Aras provides you like what task should I take care before submitting it to planning. You can see the description of the task. I have identified all the affected items and specified the change actions. Now I'm going to submit the ECO for implementation planning. So I have completed both of my tasks. This is not very rigid. You can customize each and everything in this task. So I'm submitting to planning. I'm clicking on complete. Yeah, it is now with the planning stage. Since Terry Adams is also a team manager, for quick sign-offs, I have added Terry Adams as a team manager as well. But in industries, we can have multiple stakeholders. It's not supposed to go to Terry Adams, fine. You can go to the product team and involve your own stakeholders there. And it will go to your own manager for the approval. So your manager will go there and, okay, I'm fine with all the metadata. You can start the work. Go ahead. Yes. So before you start the work, you have to perform an impact analysis. You have to set the effective date for ECO. So all is done already. Now I'm going to start the work. Yes. Yes. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Now I'm giving a go ahead to my team that you can start the work. So who is the team? See how Aras is beautifully tracking who digitally signed what process at what stage. You can see here like ECO is submitted by Terry Adams and planning is done by, sorry, yes, planning is done by Terry Adams. And who's going to draft the changes? Mike Miller. I have already logged in using Mike Miller. This is Mike Miller's login. So how do I get, let's say I am Mike Miller. How do I know that someone has assigned me some task? So I go to my basket. I search for my in basket. I sort it according to my due date. See, I can see ECO 1020 is draft changes. It's pending with me. See, assigned to Mike Miller. So what are my instruction? I have to update the affected item. Here the actual change goes in. So Mike Miller creates the sub assemblies. He creates a document. He creates specification. He creates CAD model. So we can assume, let's assume that Mike Miller has done all the activities. So let's Mike Miller complete the task. So before he completes a task, he goes through the tasks, goes through a list of tasks, what he has to check. He has done with everything. Yes, done. Yeah, now I am done with my change. I need to submit it for review. So here, to whom it goes to review. I have submitted for review. I'll go back to the ECO, refresh the engineering change order, and go to the sign off tab. So the change review is pending with change control board, change manager. I have added Terry Adams as a change manager as well for quick sign offs. So he's getting the vote now. In this case, anyone can be a change manager. So let's assume that I have checked everything. Review is perfect. I am going ahead. But in this case, I find some issue, like you have to rework. This is not right. You have to rework. Then you have to set it to rework and complete. It goes back to your team members. In this case, Mike Miller and everyone. Yes, I am fine with every changes. I'm approving the changes. Yeah. Now change review is done and the changes are closed. See, the changes are already, the change item is already in release state. And if I go back to my assembly, you can see all the assembly is in release state. Initially, it was in preliminary state. And let's check the BOM structure. Yes, I'm expanding the BOM structure. This is a big BOM structure. I won't trouble you with the much detail of the BOM structure, but you can see every items in the BOM structure is also released like we said. Okay, I hope you can relate everything we talked in theory to this demo. This is how you initially release an item. Everything is tracked. Who approved the change is tracked. When it was approved is tracked. And what was the state when he was approving it. Okay, now let's jump into the second scenario. We already had an industrial scenario that they had a rusting issue in one of the bolt. How do I revise it? No problem. You can go back to your BOM structure. You should find the nut or bolt which is causing the rusting issue. For demo purposes, I'll take this bolt. I'll open this bolt. So I have figured out this is my bolt which is causing the rusting issue. Now, how do I revise it? How do I make a change in it and push it to the assembly and to a specific assembly? We have already discussed that it will, if you blindly, let's say, if you blindly revise it and push to every assembly, like in some other assembly, it might not cause a rusting issue. In this particular assembly, it might cause. So I'll go here and add items to a change. And in this case also, I'll create an express ECO. Yeah, I created an express ECO. I'll give a quick title. Revising bolt. Yes. And the change reason. Rusting issue and the change description, what I am going to do with the bolt. Everything is tracked in a single change order. Suppose later you saw why the bolt was revised. You get the change reason from the ECO and what did I do in that change. You get a good change description if it was updated. In this case, I'll keep change coordinator as a Terry and team as a product team only. I'll go ahead and save this ECO and I hope you noticed I just revised the bolt. I just want to revise the bolt. But did you see how impact matrix beautifully brought up the parent also? It is telling us like you have to review the parent as well. You are changing some of the child component. In this case, obviously you have to change the parent as well, because if child is changed, parent also has to be revised and released. And what about its child? You are changing a bolt. What about its specifications? What about its CAD drawing? So it has brought up that as well. It has brought up its document and CAD drawing. In this case, we are going to revise everything. Again, impact matrix has brought up the top level parent as well. So you are changing a sub assembly. Why don't you change its parent body as well? So I'll be revising the parent as well. And here comes our MakerBot replicator, the top level assembly, which we are talking about, which is having a problem. Yes. I'm comfortable with revising that as well, but I don't want to revise the other child parts. I'll keep everything empty because it is just a review phase. This is what you are going to do. Right now, it is troubling you with a lot of information, but as soon as you submit it for review, everything will be cleared out automatically. We can see how Aras is handling that. So I have set everything to revise. Okay, now I have a problem. Like already the bolt has a problem. I don't want to take any risk. I just want to check my CAD document and its specification with some other team as well. I want to have a second level of check only for the documents and CAD documents. Now, how do I do it? Aras provides you that as well. So there comes into picture called engineering design review. So I just want to review my design, how it is working. So I'll create a group of team who's going to review my engineering design. In this case, the same team will do the engineering design review as well. Yes, I have done it. So I have to mark it. This document should go to A team, and I'm marking this to A team as well. Like both are same, specification and document are taken care by same team. So in any case, you want to send a different CAD document to a different team, it is also possible. You can create a team with B grouping and you can send that to a B grouping as well. I'll not trouble you, but still I'll go with this. Yes. I'm saving the ECO. Now everything is done from my side as a Terry Adam. Now I have to submit it for review. Whatever we went for initial release, the same process we are going to revise it as well. So I'll not explain each and every step. I'll quickly go through the same process what we did for initial release. I'll here and there tell you the point about engineering design review, how it works in Aras. So as a Terry Adams, I have submitted. Give me 30 seconds. I have submitted it to planning. Yeah, I'm done with planning. So I am a manager now. I'm telling my team member to start the work. So my team member is give it a minute. I hope I click complete. Yes, I have clicked complete. Good. Okay, now I have logged in with Mike Miller. So I can see engineering. I have been assigned with some tasks. Yes, I'm assuming that Mike Miller has done every task. I'm submitting it to review. Okay, before I submit it to review, let me go back to the impact matrix. Okay, is 0201. Sorry for the trouble. Yes, something is not right. Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, now I have reopened the ECO. I didn't do anything much. So here you can see the system automatically promoted the item to in change. Previously it was in release state. Now some work is going on that item. So now it is in change. So anyone tries to add that part to their assembly, they'll get a notification like be careful. That there is some changes going on it. So you have to go say what changes are going on it. Now as another stakeholder, you are trying to use this bolt. So how do I know? Aras is telling me there is some changes going on, but what are the changes going on? Let's say he's trying to add this bolt. I'll open this bolt, which is already open. Good. Yes. Yeah. I'll go to the changes tab as a different stakeholder. Now I can find the ECO. It was initially released using 20, but some change is going. We are revising the bolt. Why are we revising the bolt? You can quickly click on this hyperlink. It will open the ECO and you can quickly go through that ECO as well. Okay, sorry for the trouble. Like I have to refresh my Aras. Something is happening. Change management. I'm going back to ECOs. I'm searching for the ECOs, sorting it by okay, done. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, it will automatically open the ECO and it will tell him that what is the description, what is the change reason. The reason was rusting issue. So he'll be notified like I have to be careful using this bolt. There is a rusting issue happening. Yes. So it is in change. And can you see like the initial revision was A, but Aras has automatically created a new revision for you to work on with for Mike Miller to work with. He's not manually creating a new revision. As soon as his manager assigned him the work, Aras has automatically created a new revision in preliminary state and assigned it to him. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Let's go back to the sign off tab. Yeah, I'll go back to Mike Miller. I am done. Let's assume he has done with all of his review. And now it is pushed to change control board where all stakeholders are involved. What is the actual change going on? I'll go to impact matrix. When it is in review, can you see the preliminary state changed automatically to in review? And let's say I created this part. I'm trying to edit it when it is in review. Aras is throwing you an error message. You have insufficient permission to do that because already review is happening in the system. You cannot change anything right now. Yeah. So as a change control board, I'll approve the changes as well. Yeah. It should throw an error message. We already talked about EDRs. Correct. So my documents are not approved yet. What is that document review team doing? Yes, they have to approve it first. Until they approve it, I won't allow you to release the part. I won't allow you to revise the part. Now I'm going back to the impact matrix and then going back to EDRs. So can you see here, it automatically created an engineering design review. So can you see how a digital thread is happening here? As a designer, I have created something. Now a review is happening. Everything is tracked on a single line. I know what are the items affected here. I go back to EDRs. I'll quickly open the EDRs and check with whom it is pending. Why it is not approved yet? Okay, it is pending with a Mike Miller and Diane Prescott only. So let us approve it from Mike Miller's login. Yes. Complete. You can have a quick overview of what are the tasks he has to do here. I completed this. Oops, I didn't complete this. Okay, let me go back. I'll just save the changes. I'll go back it. Let's assume he has completed that task. I'm trying to complete it again. Yeah, I completed the task. Yeah, now I'm ready. I have completed this task as well. All the tasks are done. So now I have completed. There is also an option. I don't want to approve this. I don't have the authority to approve this, but somehow it was assigned to me. I want to delegate the task as well. You can click on delegate as well, and to whom you want to delegate to. I'll delegate to my manager. Like, I'm not going to approve this. I don't have the authority. Yes, and I want to refuse the task. This is not my task. I should not approve it. I'm not in the right pay grade to approve this. Okay, now let's assume he has completed the task. Yes, I have completed the task. Yes, as a Mike Miller, I have completed. Let's go back to engineering design review and see with whom it is pending. Yes, initial review. It is on initial review with Terry Adams. It's the same thing what we did for initial release and review. Now I don't want a review here. I don't want to involve my stakeholders. I just want to fast track approve it. I'll go with fast track approve if I want a full review from all the stakeholders, I'll go with full review. Fast track approve is that you can close the change order without even involving the stakeholders. But I need to digitally sign it that I am taking the decision to fast track approve it. When I try to complete it, it's asking for my password. So I digitally sign it here that I took a decision of fast track approving it. Yes, done. So it is now for pending closure. Now let's try to go back to the engineering change order where we try to revise the rusting bolt. Can you see here EDR status is now complete. Now it will allow us to release the part. Approve changes. Yes, done. So you can see here the engineering change order is released. I go back to the impact matrix. Yes, the new revision is also released. B revision is also released. Let me quickly, now the third scenario. Let me take 5 more minutes of your time. Yes, I'll go. Now we already discussed about changing an approved manufacturer. So I go back here. I have already opened an item. So let me go back to here. Design parts. I want to change the manufacturer of 1914. I have a washer. I just want to change the manufacturer. It is already released, but I don't want to I don't want to go into a trouble of revising it. I'm comfortable with A revision, but I don't want this manufacturer. I want a different manufacturer in this case. So let me add it to change. So Aras provides an option to do a manufacturing change order. So add items to change. There is a simple MCO. Sorry. Simple MCO. I'm creating a simple MCO here. Yeah. Change of manufacturer. What is the reason? Rust issue. I'll add Terry Adams as a originator and change analyst as change specialist. So my affected item is automatically added. Now I save the MCO. Now how do I change? How do I change the manufacturer? I again click on the affected item here. Then I go to actions. I launch my approved manufacturer list editor. Here, I don't want McMaster car supply. I want a different manufacturer. So I go to, sorry, my bad. So right now it is in draft change. I cannot do anything. I have to check with my manager that is everything good. So I am submitting it. So now I can draft my changes. My manager has approved it. Now I can draft my changes. Yeah. So right now I go to actions, launch AML editor. Now the save changes option is enabled. If you have noticed previously, it was not enabled because I have not gotten any approvals. So I am replacing it with a different manufacturer who is supplying the same washer for me. Same diameter and everything. So he is Burata manufacturers. So I'm just saving him and clicking on save changes. If you would have noticed, if I go back to this part, it is already telling you it is on manual change. Someone is doing some manual change, but it is not in change. We are not revising it. Someone is manually changing the manufacturer's list. Okay, I go back to MCO I'm all good with it. I won't trouble you with sign-offs. It's the same process, and it can be very much customized as well. It's not very rigid actually. No, I am fast tracking it. I have digitally signed it. I don't want any review to happen for demo purposes. I'm just fast tracking it and completing it. Yeah, it is done. So you go back to the part, I refresh the part, you can see here, still it is in air revision, but my approved manufacturer is changed from McMata to Murata Manufacturing Limited. Yes. Yeah, that's it from my side. I would like to hand over it to Divya to give you an overview and relate everything what happened in the demo. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sundar. Thank you for the informative demonstration of the change management process. I hope the audience learned something new today or learned something good today. You can ask questions related to these topics in the questionnaire section or in the chat box directly. We'll be happy to answer you. Just let's understand that. Let's go to the previous slide, Ghanshyam, and let's understand what were the key takeaways from today's session. Okay, so while we are bringing back the presentation, just I would like to say that change management is a very important process in your organization, as I already stated. So what we emphasized on is how a digital thread is maintained between can be maintained between requirements, design, change, manufacturing, and also after sale support, service bomb, etc. This digital thread enables you to maintain and manage the traceability of information so that whenever you have to get the latest and greatest information about any entity like a assembly or a component, it is easier for you to understand what were the changes incorporated into it or what is the latest change into it, etc., etc. This helps you understand the entire design process. This helps you to understand what was approved, when a change was made, what impact did it have not only on the design, but also on the financial aspects. What are the next steps that you should take now that change has been incorporated? All these things would not have been possible if you had multiple systems managing changes in different silos because you cannot connect them together. It's very difficult to retrieve that information to a single source. So key learnings that we understood today is that how do you connect your information? Connecting information is the biggest thing happening today in the information technology world, which actually streamlines the processes in various industries, yours being one of them. How do you do an analysis before you actually act on an issue or a problem? That is what we learned today. You have to analyze, and your system should give you all the necessary means and tools to enable you to do that analysis very effectively. So those tools, those choice of tools is very important. What do you use? Now, you might be wondering what kind of tools or what kind of information and what kind of processes should we use. Now, if you're not already aware, then Aras has already a standard global change management standard built into it called the CM2. So you can use that. And Sundar already demonstrated the Express ECO stuff, which already follows the global standards. And all of these things put into a single repository with all your files, metadata, information, enables you to create and manage a single source of truth for entire designing and manufacturing information. Now, sometimes you might wonder that these processes that we explained can be too underwhelming or can be too overwhelming for your organization. So as steep graph, we have created the product called ScaleB, as Shreyas initially explained. That ScaleB is a product which has turnkey solutions with optimum design built in or customized just to suit the assembly industries. And if you further require any more customizations or configurations to accommodate some of your custom processes, we can still do that. That is the power of this platform. It's very flexible. And by incorporating all of these things, what are the benefits that you get? And you get an engineering formal process without losing the agility. That is very important. You have data-driven decisions, which is very important. You just don't take decisions based on a complaint or a issue reported. And then Aras already has inbuilt integrations with CAD tools. You might use Unigraphics, you might use Katia, you might use Altium, you might use various different kinds of CAD tools. So all of these things are already available with Aras PLM system. These kind of CAD tools are already integrated with Aras platform. What does that mean is that your entire CAD files will be managed within Aras PLM platform, and they will be also revision controlled. So this also gives you another added advantage of making data-driven decisions. Then through this standard processes, what you do, you have good quality in your product. If you further want to assure the quality of your manufacturing product, Aras also has quality assurance solutions built into it. Then it also helps in procurement and strategic sourcing, as Sundar already showed you, that you might have a list of approved manufacturers within your organization. You would want to maintain them in your organization, vet your suppliers and manufacturers, and then put them into the system. And when the time comes, you can change those suppliers if an issue arises after doing the proper analysis. So these are the key learnings that we had today. Hopefully, we could give you a good overview of the entire Aras platform. So now we will open this forum for questionnaires. I will hand it over to Shreya.
So as we wrap up, a heartfelt thank you for all of you for attending today's webinar. We hope it was insightful and actionable for your companies. So big thank you to our speakers, Divyak, Satyajit and Sundara for delivering such a practical and a real world session. If you feel this webinar was helpful for you and you would like us to conduct more webinars like this, so feel free to reach out and we will love to hear it from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
Thanks everyone. Bye bye. Have a good day.